Welcome back guys on my channel for another weekly recap of my journey at EPFL. So this time I will also explain what I did during the weekend as well, because this weekend I did a race. So first I will start with last Sunday. So I ran about a 35-kilometer trail at a slow pace to prepare, because this week I had a 10-kilometer trail. It was the UTMB Wildstrubel race. I will explain this at the end of the video. Then during the afternoon, last Sunday, I edited the last video that you saw on my channel. And finally, I chilled with my family at home before going back to my flat in Lausanne at the end of the day. Then on Monday, as usual, in the morning I went to the gym and to the grocery store. Then I had a lecture of analysis. I did it at my flat online because it was a live lecture. It was about infimum, supremum, min, max. So at the moment we are talking about the properties of R before going to the complex numbers. It's the basics of analysis, like we are going back from scratch. Then I cooked the meals for the whole week, and during the afternoon I streamed a study with me, my study with me sessions. Then on Tuesday I had only lessons during the morning, so I went to 2 hours of AICC lecture. Currently we are talking about logic, and this lecture was a special one on predicates and quantifiers. And then I went to the physics exercises session. The exercises were on cinematic currently. Then during the afternoon I went back to my flat and did 2 hours of study with me session, doing my linear algebra exercises. And then at the end of the day I did a bit of sport. I went for a small run of 12 kilometers at slow pace around the lake in Lausanne. And after that race I also streamed a bit of study with me session. As you know, you can go on my channel and see whether I'm live or not where you're watching this video, and it's a good idea to motivate other people to work with you, so you can watch my study with me. I do usually 50 minutes on and 10 minutes off. Then on Wednesday I went back to the gym and to the grocery store. I did the study with me session, and during the afternoon I had 3 lectures. First, intro to programming. It's nothing too fancy. Currently we are also doing the basics. We are talking about procedural programming. We are not even in object programming yet, and it's taught in Java. Then I had an AICC lecture. So during the last lecture, the previous lecture, we talked about predicates and quantifiers, and during this lecture it was more interactive. We translated some sentence into logic and logic into sentences, and it's funny to see how we can make silly mistakes with it. And finally, at the end of the day, I had a physics lecture. It was on tangential acceleration and normal acceleration. We had some proofs and some formal explanation about it. Then for Thursday, began the day with some study with me sessions, and then I did 10-kilometer tempo run. It was not too hard. It was the goal was to keep my legs fresh for the race I had on Saturday, but still to keep some intensity. And then during the afternoon I had physics lecture on rotations and analysis exercises. I did a series, and at the end of the day I called my family. That's a thing I do once a week. During the super I called my family and we all eat together and we chat. It's nice to do if you're on the same time zone as your family. And then Friday I went to the gym during the morning. I tried not to work out my legs because I had the race. Then I went to the Rolex Center, so it's EPFL's library, to study a bit. And during the afternoon I had programmation exercises. I had already done them, but I went to the room and did the AICC quiz of the week. So you can go back to my last video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Then I went back to my flat to do some study with me, and at the end of the day I went back to my family's home. Then on Saturday, as I told you at the beginning of the video, I did a 10-kilometer trail race. It was UTMB Wildstrubel 10 kilometer. I finished 6th. It was a nice run because I'm not used to running trail. I'm more of a half marathon guy, but it was really nice, and it was sunny with some beautiful scenics. And during the afternoon I finished with some study with my session. You can watch the VOD on my channel. So what I advise you is that if I'm not streaming, you can watch the VODs, and if I'm streaming, try to work with me. So for now, for the recap of the week, from what I've seen so far at EPFL, it's quite a bit of waste to go to lecture since it's only the basics. So since all the lectures are recorded, from now on I will try to watch the VODs on my own. And for exercise series, I also like to work on my own. I'm more focused when I do that, and there are how do you say, a forum where you can ask your questions to assistants, so you're not forced to go to the exercise session if you have some questions. And nowadays we have ChatGPT, so you can either ask questions on forum or on ChatGPT. But the most important point is that I'm still going to the campus because it motivates me to see other people working, and therefore I can also see my friends. And overall it means that there will be more studies with me sessions, I think, in the following weeks. So thank you for watching this video. You can subscribe if you liked it, and don't hesitate if you have some questions to ask them in the comments. Questions about EPFL, about sport in general, I can answer you. So thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.